Right. Greetings and salutations. Look, but I took a forced break. Sometimes you want to take a vacation, and other times you're forced to. This is much more the latter. But feeling a lot better. You got a special guest on today, though, man. So if you are not familiar, we got a special guest on today, though, man. So this is what happens when you have a little quality control in the background and they don't want a quality control. Look, if you double check it to make sure you can see, you can hear. But guest show, um, getting into these family politics pretty soon. So let y'all talk to some of these politicians who are politicking. Keith ain't running for office. I'll tell y'all right now. But y'all already know what's up and what it's already about to be. It's about to be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Yeah, man. At this point, it's not a rookie mistake. It's just I forgot. What's up, Tamara T? Yeah, brother had to get that hardwire connect like, a couple weeks off, a couple days, really. But if y'all didn't know, like I said, we will have a special guest on here. Incoming NAA folks, look, left and right. No games played. But today, Rattlers swinging for the fences, man. So, we're going to talk a little bit about just really kind of what's going on. You do have the baseball teams that are out there, and they're going to both be in the state of Alabama. So if you haven't already seen, get ready for them to be out of town this week. But also, get ready for some upcoming talk about some of these other stuff. If you are so inclined and you have some time tomorrow, catch my good buddy St. Clair Moraine and myself on round one. We have Coach Mike Rice. So great conversation. FAMU's golf coach is going to be on there to talk facilities, what's going on in FAMU's golf program, and really just kind of put y'all on game. So good conversation. I'm just trying to think. My favorite part of the conversation was probably just asking him really about the Top Golf thing. I just had an idea, like, could FAMU do something like that? He's like, it wouldn't be exactly like it, but we could do something. I was like, that's a fundraising idea right there. Just use the driving range, food, drinks, hors d'oeuvres for you fancy folks, But catch that tomorrow, Friday, 6 p.m. on Hallelujah 95. What's up, Gail? Good to see you there. Call it Top Rattler. I don't know how that flies, but if I'm going to be lazy, that's what I'm going to call it. Like, you could tee off with the Rattlers. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all have that. Now, I will say, if you caught our last show, it had the baddest athletic director in the SWAC. And look, she just got named for an award, Fearless Award, as the SWAC Game Change Her. So congratulations, AD Suggs. Man, just saying, I'm excited. She got me excited for this program. I think we got some really cool things going on. It's going to be some fun times to be had. Real good times, good times. On the basketball side, though, we did get to see both the men and women in their season. So if you were super disappointed about that, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say thought, because prior to the Bethune-Cookman game, I would have thought that FAMU would have gone further. After that BCU game, I was pretty much resigned to the fact that if this team won that first game, it was solid. What's up, little baby? But after the fact, especially after that injury, I was like, yeah, nah. And then we're gonna wait and see what this transfer portal talks about. But some of that's just basketball. Now on the men's side, man, look, transfer portal's hitting early. Alex Andrews, a favorite of this host, he's going to be transferring out. We got to see the reports online. So not a complete shock. Alex is a 6'8" forward, holdover from the previous regime. Pretty solid player though. Like I'll give him that. I definitely remember the Jackson State game, kind of confronting coach at the time, like, why didn't you give him some more minutes? Like, and it wasn't trying to be personal, but it was like when he was on the court, we were coming back. He's not trying to shoot. Like, he wasn't getting a bunch of foul trouble. Like, let that dude cook. But we're starting to see another season shortened by injury. Decided to go elsewhere. Go wish him the best, and hopefully he finishes with those papers in his hands, saying he's finished at FAMU with some papers and as a graduate. Other one, Sterling Young, hot man. That SWAC player of the year is leaving. That hurt. But that's not surprising. If y'all have watched before, you have definitely heard me state and say any school that's not in the, I'm going to steal Dr. Cavill's phrase, but the autonomous two, really. I believe he's called them the autonomous five before, but at this point, we really know it's just two autonomous conferences. You're getting poached. It doesn't matter if you're Division I or Division II. I can tell y'all, I've done Florida Tech basketball games. Their best player, 6'1" guard. Yeah, that dude is being offered by Division I schools left and right. Pretty much all the decent players are being offered to leave that school. So in this day and time, if you're not going to commit to being a basketball power, then you got to pick your sport. And look, that's common. When you're a difference maker in the conference, you're going elsewhere, more than likely. And not to kind of jump all over the place, because I do have the script today, but to go back to golf, that was one of the questions we were talking about with Coach Rice, and he actually talked about the roster limits that are going to be coming in and how recruiting-wise, he's like, I'm probably going to sit pat because we're going to expect some cuts to our rosters. He's like, I'm probably going to have to replace a player because he already knows what's up. Like NIL-wise, I mean, unless one of us hits the lottery, and sorry, y'all, win. If I did win, I'd still be here. I ain't gonna lie. I'd still be doing this. But like the first couple episodes, y'all wouldn't notice. But then all of a sudden, y'all be like, oh, Keith, you got a new studio. Like, yeah. Are we going on location 4-5 times a week? Oh, yeah. But no, we didn't hit the Powerball to Florida. So, right. Auburn has a former D2 player on his team. Think about this year's team. I mean, your second best player, NAIA player. And just, I mean, Career even poked fun and was like, hey, just the NAIA player, just the NAIA coach. Like, and it's like, you're not wrong, man. Missing in that. Guess he's not just an NAIA coach anymore. Look, first win in the SWAC tournament ever. Not mad at that. I definitely loved it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I can only be but so bashful. Now, on the other side of that, though, what I will say is, and forgive a brother for moving a bit. There we go. Had to get back comfortable. Coach also got the most wins since 2008. I told y'all. Like, there's every once in a while when I'll take the pat on the back. There are other times when I don't. Today is one of those days. I'm just letting y'all know. We've been telling you that Coach Crary was putting up a good show. Like, just saying. What's funny is that Sterling scored 3 points per game for below average UNC Charlotte team. Kylan. What's funny is not just him. What about Shaquille O'Neal? What was he doing at Texas Southern before he came to FAMU? I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that Crary has an ability to unlock talent that is unseen by others. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is he's giving some guys some chances to play that have some potential. And you're seeing the fruits of those labors. Just saying that was not unconsequential. Like, hello, thank you. Like, Crary is actually solid coach. A coach that hopefully we get to keep. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, I definitely saw those things about the contract. And I don't have any answers for you. Like, I really don't. Partially because I don't want answers. Because I don't want to ask the question. Like, and it's not from fear of learning. Some of it is just, part of me just is like, let those coaches coach. Like, we've definitely said what this was. We've talked about my disdain for what I felt was going on. So now, on the other side, you can't be mad. Especially if an opportunity comes. We know the SWAC, there will be some moving and shaking. This dude showed he's got some chops. But he's also still out there recruiting for Mother FAMU. And if you haven't noticed, hey, man, we had to update the graphic a little bit, man. We've been running with the same one. Shout out to HBCU Digital Network. You know, they did provide that one. This one, I ain't gonna lie, I did this one. But Seher Sengorhe, I hope I said your name right. But this guy, he is a player from Fort Valley State. So you're seeing forward, 6'8", 205. Pretty much, it's very similar to Alex Andrews. I'll leave it at that. Like, that's just me. I'm sure Rattler Nation would give him a little more money. You're not wrong. I wonder if they I can ask that question, I think. For those who don't know, NAA President Curtis Johnson is supposed to be on the show on Sunday, as well as Mr. Charles Lewis. So, but we'll see. I'll ask that question. Oh, you know, I try to not be out of line, but I also try to ask some questions. Another offer. This guy plays center and forward, meaning I don't know how tall he is. So he is listed at forward and center, and he is a JUCO prospect, Marshall Thorne. We'll see. Like, I'm just hoping the recruiting gets better. Like, I know that was one thing I asked Crary kind of post game, and it's like, man, recruiting's not even a problem. Like, I'm not even really worried about that. We got kids that want to come to FAMU. I was like, that's what I want to hear. Like, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see. I also want to see how we can get our NIL behind this. I mean, we do know the Fangs Exchange has been doing their thing, but how do we get our NIL to continue to support these efforts and what we're doing? Because that's part of the difference. Part of the difference between the haves and the have-nots. What kind of NIL you got? It'll get better if Crary stays. I concur. I feel like I could be wrong. I think Crary's going to stay, but that's just part of that's my orange and green bias. I can tell y'all when I'm wearing my orange and green coated glasses. Today mistakes got them. But for me, that might be the shade. But on the other side of that, that also could be, just kind of looking around and seeing like you built something. It took you a year to kind of get it going. We still see those other folks out there talking. But at the same point, if you don't give them anything to say, they won't have anything to talk about. So you play in somebody's face for that long, you give them a little fuel to the fire. So we're going to see, man. Getting ready for our guests to come on too. But if you did know, I know a lot of y'all didn't, today was pro day. So haven't heard too many crazy things out there. I was told from a very reliable source, got about 15 teams that were out there, not the full 32, which I'm disappointed. But in that, I've said it once, I'll say it again. The school should consider consolidating field day or pro day. Like FSU and FAMU should really consider doing one thing and let one do for all. That's just my opinion. That way 32 teams don't have an excuse. I know in the past it kind of went kind of funky, but also from my remembering and recollection, that was kind of last minute anyway. So definitely something to consider because we saw where the Big 12 has one big conference pro day. It's a lot more attractive. I've said it before. HBCUs, we have an HBCU combine. Not sure why you just don't consider just making that something where you just invite SWAC, MEAC, SIAC, CIAA, each either have their own days or have them meet regionally into one place. Like, just saying. And Kylan, you are correct. If we are cooked, if we got to restart over, yeah, not a good look. Now, as far as football-wise, look, told you, we waiting on our guests, but we did get some offers out there. Jalen McLeod, he is one of the Tennessee State athletes. I'm telling y'all right now, if it's me, I see the rumor mill. I didn't get to watch it, but I did see Scotty is up there talking about it, and it looks like something with Jeff Fisher. I cannot confirm or deny, nor do I know anything about it. But he is 6 foot, 180 DB. I'd be at Tennessee State real heavy, not just for the fact that they've lost Eddie George, but for the fact that publicly they're having like a financial concern. Like we know what this presidential administration has been. Department of Education closes today. I don't know how inclined they are to bail out HBCUs. Just saying. Not that I wish that on any school, but I just don't trust it. That's just me. Another one we got offered. This guy's 2027 kid. So we'll see. He's already got offers from bigger schools. 5'10", 170 athlete, but I saw him listed as a safety from Summerville, South Carolina. So FAMU's kind of going heavy in South Carolina if you've been paying attention to the offers that have gone out. So Jaden Kelly Murray. We're going to see, though. And then we had another PWO, Jonathan Searcy, which is going to be interesting because I don't know if y'all caught the ONG Strike Zone yesterday with Coach Colsey. We're going to hit him back up because I definitely hit him up. Let's try to have him come on. But he mentioned that they're also going to have to cut some roster sizes. So we're seeing where the SWAC is participating in that compensation of student athletes, which I honestly don't have a problem with. I don't care if these student athletes are paid or not. I love it, man. So, and I'm just excited for it, man. So some good times here. And let me get there we go. Now, I'm going to let them get themselves ready. So if y'all don't know, I'm a member of the National Alumni Association, also Rattler Booster, and election season is coming. So if y'all don't know, I like to start off with, it's like playing spades. I like guaranteed books. I'm not the person to run the trumps, but if I know a book is guaranteed, I'm counting it. This is a guaranteed book, Rattlers. This is Mr. Jeremiah Carter. He will be your corresponding secretary for the National Alumni Association. Currently serves the Florida region. I get to call him a comrade. I get to bother him every once in a while and bounce ideas off of him. We are I'm the one that don't like to follow the rules. Jeremiah is the person that is more like he knows the rules, so he sticks to them. Keith is like, hey, why we gotta do it this way? I'm good trouble. And so but Jeremiah is definitely gonna be one of these people that we look forward to having y'all speak to, talk to, get ready to see. Hopefully we can get him back on the stage in a second. But in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have some of the candidates come on, talk about their platforms. But Jeremiah's running unopposed. And guess who's here, man? We're just gonna bring him on up. How's it going, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I can hear you.
All righty, all righty. Hello, hello. It's so good to be on this show with you this evening. And I appreciate all the things that you just said previously about me. I really do. I really do appreciate that. And I really enjoy working with you on the Florida Region E-Board. You do stuff that I can't do. The content stuff, I have the ideas, I can write and all that, but the StreamYard stuff, y'all got that. Y'all can do that, and you do an amazing job with that for us. And it's people like you, we appreciate these platforms so that folks can learn more about FAMU and what we do, and also the National Alumni Association. So I look forward to this conversation. I look forward to hearing anyone who may have questions. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't know everything. I don't know why let me tell you something. People will come up to me and say, we know you know. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm serious. I don't know. And I'm like, well, we thought you knew. No, but then I end up finding out later on.
Look, I'm definitely. You're not the only one, so I feel a lot better because I get that question all the time. Folks will text me randomly. Somebody is like, I know you know what's up. Da 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 da. And I'm like, I don't know.
You know what an after party?
I can find out.
After party. I don't know.
Right.
After party. What after party?
Like, what is going on? What's going on there?
Me. Right. I don't know.
So,
I will be there.
Look, that's the difference. See, Jeremiah's at the party. See, we do different sides of this. See, for me, I come in early, I get my hors d'oeuvres, and I leave. Jeremiah comes in a little later, and he comes in when the dancing and stretching is coming.
Right.
So this is one of my favorite times.
Yes.
And one of my questions I'm gonna ask you, Jeremiah, is why FAMU? Like why did you choose FAMU? Some of us had a choice, some of us didn't. My father said my money's going to Florida A&M University, and I said I don't want to take out any loans. So I went to FAM.
So my journey was a little different. I was a transfer student, so I started my first 2 years at Broward College, one of the best community colleges ever, top 10 in the nation. I met some amazing people. Our campus president, Dr. Avis Proctor, who's currently the president at Harper College, is a Rattler. She studied mathematics at Florida A&M University. And so when she found out I was going to FAM, she was ecstatic. I remember getting the message. I was sitting in my art appreciation class. And we were doing an art thing, watching a slideshow. And I see an email that says Florida A&M University. And it says, you have been accepted. And I had to walk outside and make sure it wasn't a spam or anything. Because I was like, wait a minute. And then I knew it was real when I got my exception certificate in the mail. So I had my intentions on going to a PWI Christian school. That was my original choice. And then also FIU as well, because I said maybe I do want to stay home. But then I was like, you know what? Let me apply for FAMU. And deep down inside, I've always wanted to go to FAMU, but I never told anyone that. And when I got accepted, I was like, well, this may be a sign to go. And it was indeed one of the best decisions that I truly made. I met some lifelong friends at FAMU. I mean, it was one of the best decisions I ever made, and I can see why they talk about FAMU alums, because a lot of people ask, why do alumni go hard for FAMU even 5 years, 10 years, 50 years after they graduate? There is no experience like a FAMU experience, and I encourage everyone, please send your child to FAMU. Let them come experience it. If you are a transfer student and you're looking for an institution that's going to love on you and make sure and equip you to be one of the best people in this world, Florida A&M University is that school, that melting pot. I mean, I met so much, and even now I'm meeting amazing people who are currently students, or folks who graduated many years ago, and they're starting to join the National Alumni Association. Most of them, I got former teachers that didn't even know I was an officer of the National Alumni Association until they saw me in the parade, and I was driving President Beard in the parade. And they were like, that's my former student.
And that's funny, because that does happen. I had one of my professors like, he came, was like, love the show. And I was like, appreciate it, Doc. And as Jeremiah mentioned, we both do work with the Florida region. And I tell y'all, from where it goes, Jeremiah's always been he's the more professional of the two of us. Keith is the more loosey-goosey one. I'm not unprofessional, but I can be off the cuff. So the irreverent behavior you see here is what you get off. Like, what you see is what you get with me. And Jeremiah is much more buttoned up than I. But we both know how to speak the Queen's English. And funny enough, we both transferred
Yes.
into FAMU. So I got accepted in the FAM, but I got my letter kind of late, and I promised I was going to TCC, so I went there. Then I went to FAM.
Okay, that's
But
fine. That's fine.
But in working with the National Alumni Association and moving from the Florida region, could you kind of explain it, like how the regions work? Like, I know for me, like somebody had to break it down. All right, so I'm NAA, I'm Orlando, I'm Florida, I'm National. This is confusing. Like, could you break it down for the lay person who doesn't quite understand how the National Alumni Association is organized and maybe how it's structured?
So the National Alumni Association, well, first off, the Florida region is the largest. The Florida region is the best region out of all the regions. The Florida region is the largest region, home of 36 amazing chapters. And I got to give a shout out to my chapter, the largest chapter in the Florida region. Matter of fact, the largest chapter in the National Alumni Association, the Leon County chapter, which boasts over 400 members under the leadership of our amazing president, Sherwood Brown. So I have to give a shout out to that chapter before I talk about anything else, because they will probably come after me for not giving them a shout out. And so so our National Alumni Association is broken up into different regions, and the Florida region is a region. So when you join your chapter, you automatically become a member of the Florida region. I always encourage people. Now, we do have infinity chapters. Now, infinity chapters are like your Legacy on the Hill, your Pearl on the Hill, Engineering, Alpha 360, and so forth. But I also encourage people to join a local chapter as well, because that way you can participate in some of the business side of the NAA, like voting on certain things. So, and also being a part of that community. So it's very, very important to be a part of a chapter and then be a part of your infinity chapter. So once you join a chapter in Florida, you automatically become a member of the Florida region. So you pay your chapter dues. It's all combined. So some of your dues go to your chapter, region, and then national. And the same goes to all of our other regions, our Midwest region, our Southern region, our international region. They all are structured the same, and they all are led by some amazing people as well. And so within the
Yes.
regions, each region has their own e-board. And so I serve on the Florida region e-board as the corresponding secretary. And some of the things that I do in that position is I provide image building and branding support to all of our chapters. Everyone knows that I help our chapters out when it comes to those technical things about graphics and making sure that we are in compliance and in protecting the integrity of our association. Most importantly, I also send out correspondences about emails, anything that's happening in the region. I try my best to get it out as quickly as can. We are all volunteers. We are all volunteers in NAA, and we all have full-time jobs. And so the NAA is also a full-time job as well, but we all have real jobs too. So some of us are up late trying to get things out or making sure awards are ordered. So we work around the clock to make sure that our chapters are getting the things they need and also our students get the things they need. So I've been on the Florida Region E-Board since 2022. I was elected unopposed to this position as well. And now I decided to, after 3 years of serving as the Florida Region Corresponding Secretary, I decided to run for National Corresponding Secretary, which again, I was unopposed. I don't know. I don't know. You don't be afraid to run against me, people. There's nothing to be afraid of. Trust me. But I will tell you this. I was so worried that someone's going to run against me because I was like, oh, geez, I got to campaign. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I'm like, whew, I kind of got the easy way. I kind of got the easy way out. Kudos to the other folks that got folks running against them. that gotta shake hands and kiss babies. I did not have to do that, but what I did was I did tell folks what I'm gonna do for them when I get on National E-Board. The same thing I'm doing in the Florida region is gonna carry over to the National E-Board, but just more on a broader scope. So anybody interested in joining, we have some fun projects. We got some great things, and we can definitely get you plugged in. My goal is to get more younger alums in. I recently was awarded the Young Alumni Award at the Tampa Convention. And so my goal is to bridge the gap. That is my goal, is to bridge the gap and bring in more younger alums and show them that, hey, this organization is for you, because eventually we are going to have to be the ones that's going to carry the torch. We stand on the backs of some great people who are in the NAA, from Dr. Collins to Leela Walker to Tommy Mitchell, a lot of people who have, even the late Dr. Doris Hicks, a lot of great people, Freddie Young. We stand on their shoulders, and we have to carry that torch. Everything that they taught us, we have to carry that forward to move this organization forward. And that's some of the things that I'm going to definitely prioritize in my role as National Correspondent Secretary.
I love that. And one of the things that Jeremiah mentioned is us really trying to get younger. And if you haven't noticed, I can speak for the Florida region. I can speak for Miami-Dade, because I just saw what they did, Tampa, J.R.E. Lee. And my parents are members of the Leon County chapter, so I can't say nothing. But Orlando too. But you definitely notice, and especially at the home football games, Florida regions are having tailgates. We outside.
Yes,
so you can start to see we're making efforts, bro.
Oh yeah, I tell folks, our first tailgate was the SWAC championship tailgate, which we got. It rained on us, but it worked out. And then we had a tailgate for the Southern game. And I think now they trust me with planning the tailgates. I don't know. William said, hey, folks are reaching out, asking about tailgate. So I said, I'm assuming you want me to take this on. Okay, I will. Just want to let you know I can be a little unorthodox when it comes to planning stuff, because one, I want to make sure people have a good time. So the music got to be good and the food got to be good. So we do have tailgates in the work for the fall football season, which we all are looking forward to it. Some of us right now are just, we go to work, we go home and all this other stuff, but a lot of us we can't wait to the fall. We are waiting for the fall so that we can have some other stuff to do besides work and to take our mind off of the craziness that's going on in this world. So we are in the process of getting some tailgates planned for sure. it was kind of tough so I'm gonna tell you this, when the football schedule came out, um, I love the schedule for this year. Shout out to AD Suggs. And with all that planning, we're going to have a great football season. I have full confidence in James Cozy, our coach. I think the Rattlers are going to do good, and I'm excited to support our athletics. I love it. I travel to some of the away games with the Leon County chapter, and we have a good time. But I know for a fact that first home game we play Albany State, we will be having a tailgate. We're definitely gonna do one for Alabama State, and we are gonna do one for Jackson State as well. So be on the lookout for that information. That stuff is gonna come out, and we want everybody to partake. The food is good. We're gonna use the same caterer. Everyone loved her food, so I want you all to definitely partake in those events prior to the football game, and just come in and have a good time with us.
It was definitely good. The food was good. The music was good. I believe I think William got the DJ on that one, so I give him credit where credit is
Yeah.
due. But
Well, he got the DJ for the first one, and then we had the SGA Vice President DJ, the Southern one. His dad is in the Middle Georgia chapter, and then his son also DJ'd the MEAC SWAC Challenge as well. So he's our SGA Vice President. Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And one of the things I'm seeing, you're connecting the SGA with the current alumni. Could you kind of talk about really that importance of bringing in that younger generation into the fold, as far as kind of connecting them while they're still in college and not trying to wait until that you walk across stage? Congratulations to all y'all NAA members for a year.
Yeah. So as a former member of Student Government Association, I was in student government. I was in student government while I was in undergrad. I was a senator. I first served as the Attorney General for Student Government Association. And how I got into that was, so fall semester 2016 was my first semester at FAMU. And I wanted to join an organization. So I went to different stuff, and I was like, okay, I got to pay dues. I'm like, listen, I'm not working right now. So, and I was like, you know what, SGA, you don't got to pay no dues in SGA. I said, you don't got to pay no dues. And I said, well, I'm going to sign up and join SGA. So I became the Student Government Association Attorney General under the late Jalen Smith, by far one of the best SGA presidents, and my knowledge while I was there. I loved working with him, and he was an amazing guy, and he appointed me to be his Attorney General. And so, fresh as a transfer student, I'm the Attorney General of Student Government Association. I inherited a big impeachment trial, and the rest is history. I left that position, came back, and became a senator. And then when I left my term as a senator, I did some work with the late Barbara Cohen Pippin, and government relations type work with her. And that was just amazing, because that's how I got even more exposed to the Florida legislature, through Dr. Barbara Cohen Pippin. And she helped me get connected to the National Alumni Association. So we have SGA, and then we have SNAA. And so in order for us to create that pipeline, we need to start getting them now, letting them know, hey, within your second year at FAMU, you could join National Alumni Association, join SNAA, so that you can have that pipeline. So when you graduate, we can get you connected to a chapter. Also, if your chapter gave you any person who received a scholarship from their chapter. So if you received a scholarship, and I'm speaking for Florida region, if you received a scholarship from the Florida region, from the Broward County chapter, JRE Lee, Leon County, and you finna graduate, okay, you need to join the National Alumni Association. If you're going back home to Broward, go ahead and make Broward your chapter, Miami-Dade your chapter. That's the least you can do. They gave you some money to get you through school, so now in turn, you need to give back to the organization that has given so much to you. And that's very important. And that's how we bring them in. And most importantly, we got to be more visible. And so one of the things I'm very intentional about is being visible. So when I'm doing something that's NAA related, I make sure I post it on my social media. I make sure I put it on Twitter, Instagram, so they can see the stuff that we're doing. I pay dues. I might as well work because I'm paying money for this. And so, I love being a part of NAA, and so I love showing people like, hey, we know how to have a good time. And my friend, he attended his first convention last year, and he told me, he was like, I see why you like being in the NAA. I said, yeah. I'm like, it's a great organization. Some amazing people. Amazing people. You meet people from everywhere, all walks of life. All walks of life.
And he's right about that. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I meet folks, it's like, oh, okay. Like, so what do you do? And you start asking questions like, oh, little baby said the convention was dope. I missed it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna miss the one in Texas this year.
Yeah,
I need next one to come a little close to
the convention. Yeah, I don't know. I bet you I was on that boat. Let me tell you something. That boat ride was fun.
The Lord meant for me not to go.
I got a little sick. I got a little sick in the beginning, but once I got upstairs and got that fresh air and got a little sip of some iced tea, I was good.
There you go. See. And little baby plans to be in Dallas. A lot of folks gonna be at the one in Frisco, Texas. Jeremiah, you gonna be there this year?
Yes, I will be in Frisco in Dallas. This what Beyonce song? This ain't Texas. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Whatever that song is. So yeah, I will be in Texas with everyone, and I hope you all will be there. There is still time to register. We are going to have a great time in Texas. We're going to get business done, of course, but we also going to have a good time. And I believe, so it's going to Texas this year, and then next year it comes back to Florida.
Okay. So next year,
Mm-hmm.
The dates. We might do a little something with Fangs up there, man.
Yep, so those are the dates. So that's the holiday weekend. That's Memorial. That's the same day as Memorial Day weekend is that Monday, and so the convention is that kicks off that Wednesday. So I'll probably be there from Wednesday. I'll be there from Wednesday to Sunday. My goal is to do one final presentation about image building and branding for our Florida region chapter, so that they can get some stuff out of me before I move on to nationals. But I'm still be working with them, but of course that in-depth stuff that they may want to understand. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that. So please register.
As you can see, that was unplanned. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I just happened to have that ready. Just
well, I'm glad you had that, because they're telling us to plug in the convention and make sure that we're telling folks about it, because it's a good time. It's a good time. Like I said, you're gonna meet people from everywhere.
Now, I will ask you a couple business questions. So,
yes,
in your role as corresponding secretary, you mentioned kind of getting that younger vote in, or I shouldn't say vote, I should say younger crowd. There we go. What are some other ways that we are looking and that we can really grow the National Alumni Association?
So one of the biggest things that we have to do to grow our organization, and one of the things I am going to do my best to work on, I'm an auditor by profession. And so I look at things with a fine-tooth comb, and I analyze stuff, root cause analysis, all that blasey stuff. So one of the things I look at from the outside in is we definitely have a branding issue. And so one of the things I really want to do is look at what we've done in the past and do an assessment of what we've done in the past and how successful it was. And then also figure out how we can change up some of the things that we do. Aside from being corresponding secretary, I also have to work with the publicity chair and the public relations chair. And so we have to make sure that we brand the NAA a little differently. And so that's going to be one of my goals, is for us to tweak our brand just a little bit so that we're engaging young, middle, and retired. So I want to make sure that we're touching everybody. So that is one of the biggest. That is one of the biggest things that we need to do is look at what we've been doing. How have we been promoting ourselves, and then go from there. So this is going to include some social media cleanups, some Facebook cleanups, so how we correspond. We want to make sure that we are meeting people where they are. The way I talk to my younger friends, I can't talk to my seasoned Rattlers that way, and vice versa. So we have to know how to read the room and also cater to our audience. We know Sarah Lee and them ain't finna be on tactic, and they may not be on Facebook, and they may be on the phone. So what we have to do is either pick up the phone or send them a postcard. That might cost some money, but work with our chapters, figure out a way. I'm pretty sure we can do it. A postcard from the NAA? How do they know I was a Rattler? Oh, let me look into this a little bit more. Now, my crew, all I gotta do is do a day party, a brunch, and they coming. But also plug in, yeah, you're coming, but you also need to sign up and be a part of NAA as well. You want more of this? You want to take advantage of this? I need you to join this organization, get involved, and help us out and get and so we can reach that 10,000 membership goal. But the only way we can reach that goal is we have to make sure that we are just branding ourselves the right way and showing people the value of being in the NAA. I pay dues. What do my dues go towards? So be transparent. This is what your dues go towards. This is how it helps scholarships. This is how it helps our endowment, etc. Which the Florida region has over $1 million in our endowment.
Hey, we doing a lot now. And look,
Yeah,
what baby says, this is true. A lot of people didn't know that there was an issue with email correspondence at one point because they aren't plugged in into certain things. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are working on that email issue. That was a big overhaul with the email issue with Hotmail and folks not getting certain emails. So that was a big task within itself. I will say we are. I can't speak on it officially, but we are making. I will say this: we are making some huge adjustments to how we communicate with alums, and even the system that we use for alums to sign up on and become a member and get those news and other news and other reports and stuff that's going on with the NAA.
And so I'm gonna stay in the business area. I'm not let you get in trouble though. So we know it's session time in Tallahassee. And if you're from Tallahassee, you either love it or you hate it. If you got a business, you love it. If you're a resident, you hate it because all these people just come Monday through Friday and Saturday, they're gone. Make a bunch of traffic. But how do we, as alumni, and this I'm going somewhere with this. How do we find ways to get more money for FAMU? We know that there is likely to be a reduction in our budget coming from the state of Florida and probably coming from the national as well. How do we advocate for FAMU, especially for our government officials?
So one of the biggest things that we have to do is we have to make sure that we support our institution in every shape and form possible. So that means we have to support our current LBRs and our government relations department. Jamal Sowell is our new government relations person, and he works up there with Milan Thompson. And and Jamal is Jamal is great. And so the biggest thing you have to do is contact our government relations department and and make sure you know exactly what you need to be advocating for, because you gotta remember, we can't lobby, but we can advocate. And I would say reach out to your legislature, send them a letter and say, hey, you know, make sure you support FAMU. These are the great things that's happening at Florida A&M University, and we want to make sure that you all are supporting our institution in every shape or form, because we need it. And we know Florida right now is going through some things. It's a scary time in government. I work in government, and so it's a very, very scary time in government. So it's very important that we understand the issues. So this is why I always encourage anyone before they go to the Florida legislature, please make sure you're going up there to talk about the issues that are related to FAMU. If you have other issues, like something going on in your neighborhood, please keep that separate. But when you are with your legislature, it is very, very important that FAMU priorities come first. And then if you have downtime, then you say, you know what? I've gotten FAMU out the way, but I just have a quick question. I'm a constituent in your area. I just wonder, I have a question about this certain topic that's being talked about in our neighborhood. So that's when you will talk about that separately. But it's very, very important that you understand what is going on with FAMU. And quite frankly, next week is FAMU Day at the Capitol. Thursday, April 10th. FAMU Day at the Capitol is next. I was about to say it's next week. It's not. Whew. FAMU Day at the Capitol is April 10th. That is a busy week. And let me tell you why that's a busy week. FAMU Day at the Capitol is April 10th. The Leon County chapter is having their scholarship gala that Friday. And then the spring game is that Saturday. It's also Legislative Black Caucus Week. So I got to go to FAMU Day at the Capitol. And then once FAMU Day at the Capitol is over, I got to go to Legislative Black Caucus stuff. And then on that Thursday, their gala is happening that Thursday too as well. Well, their scholarship event is happening that Thursday as well. So it's going to be a very, very busy week. I encourage everyone to come up to FAMU Day at the Capitol. It is free this year. And so we are looking to pack out the Capitol in orange and green. It is always a great time. We are going to meet at the clubhouse, and they're going to bus people over from the clubhouse to the Capitol, so you don't have to worry about parking or anything. If you need more information about that, you can always contact our government relations person, Isis Dukes, or you can contact Isis Dukes. She has all the information. That's our national government relations person. Or you can contact FAMU Government Relations Office as well.
That week is nuts because, I ain't gonna lie, I was leading him to talk about FAMU Day at the Capitol, but this is how crazy that week is. So you have Black Caucus Week that week, right? That I got right now. It says what the 9th on the NAA website for day dates. So I mean not day days, FAMU Day at the Capitol. So we need to double check that.
Mm-hmm.
Day days
at the Capitol.
FAMU Day at the Capitol is
April. Yeah, FAMU Day at the Capitol is April 9th. I'm sorry. FAMU Day at the Capitol is April 9th. That's a Wednesday. So my dates are running together. FAMU Day at the Capitol is April 9th. So, and then in the evening, the Legislative Black Caucus has a mixer at T&L Performing Arts Center. Thursday, the Black Caucus has their scholarship event at the Moon, Denim and Pearls. Friday, the Leon County chapter has their scholarship gala. And then Saturday is the spring game. And Sunday, we get up and go to church.
That, if you can. So, that week's nuts. So, for those who haven't ever been, and look, Jeremiah's from South Florida, so he gets it. I didn't know until I worked for FAMU, but I used to work at the Challenger Center at the IMAX. Day days starts the 8th. Day days when all the people in South Florida come up and they literally take over. And they take over downtown. That happens on Tuesday. And it runs over to the 9th. Then FAMU Day at the Capitol is the 9th. Doc, y'all people in South Florida ain't gonna have no energy. I don't know how y'all gonna make it.
Oh, we make it. We run off of fumes and other stuff.
Cuban coffee.
Yes, that Cuban coffee. Well, we gonna make it. I've been, and I think this is the first week. Black Caucus just so happened to fall in with the same week as FAMU Day at the Capitol, and so I will be. Yeah, I'll be at the. I've been supporting the Black Caucus since 2017 when I got a little scholarship thing to attend their boot camp. And ever since then, I've been going to the Legislative Black Caucus events every year, with the exception of COVID. So
Now,
every year I make it my point to attend the gala. Even last year, I went to the gala, and people were very shocked to see me because uh, we just buried my mom the week before, and I still had those days. And I said, I need some time away. And I said, I got this. I got a ticket to the gala. I said, I'm going to Tallahassee. So I'll see y'all later.
now we mentioned FAMU Day at the Capitol. I'm going to make sure we get back to that because that week I looked and that thing hit me. I was like, so when is Day Days? That's crazy. So on FAMU Day at the Capitol, we do encourage Rattlers to really come up there, but we want them to do more than
Yes.
just come up there. I'm from Tallahassee, so going to the Capitol is nothing. It's like, oh, it's the Capitol, woohoo!
Mhm.
But what should the people we're encouraging to go to the Capitol be doing while they're up there?
So the number one thing you all should be doing is, for one, and I'm hoping they're gonna have a little and if not, I'll make sure that this gets up through the channels. So one of the things that we probably need to do prior to coming to FAMU Day at the Capitol is just a brief uh orientation type thing via Zoom, just with some instructions. But also they're going to get instructions at the clubhouse. The biggest thing you're going to be doing, because I don't know how it's going to be this year, but I know some folks have already made appointments with their legislatures in their particular areas, and they have meetings with them, or they're probably going to meet with staff. And that's the only thing I'm afraid of, because Family Day at the Capitol is the same day as the Gwen Cherry luncheon, which happens at 12 p.m. And so I am hoping that um, it's gonna be tough, because some of the legislatures are going to be at that event, and then some are going to be at the Capitol. So one of the biggest things I say you have to do first before you get into talking about FAMU LBRs is thank the legislature. Thank them for everything they've been doing for FAMU, but just thank them in general. It is tough being an elected official. I know numerous elected officials. I am friends with elected officials. It is tough being an elected official. And just start off with thank you. Because session is so short, but it seemed like it's 4 months. And legislatures go through a lot during that time. So thank them for what they're doing, and then go into talking about some of the things that you want to see, supported at FAMU. We definitely want money for the law school. That's one of the biggest things we're advocating for right now, is getting money for our law school. So that is that is one of our top priorities. Making sure you have on your orange and green. We want to see orange and green. We want to see orange and green throughout the whole Capitol. And just your presence walking through the Capitol, letting folks know that you are from FAMU. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be an exhibit hall with FAMU stuff, with all of our colleges and representation from various deans and stuff, and some of the other programs we have at FAMU will be represented with different tables and information. So take advantage of that. Folks that are coming in to visit, they're going to see those things. So that's always great. But also, I don't know the full schedule yet. It hasn't been released. But also stay for the reading of the resolution. So last year, well, I wasn't at Family Day at the Capitol, but the year before that, the resolution couldn't be read because they were protesting at the Capitol. So one year we went to Family Day at the Capitol and they were protesting, and they shut down the chambers. So we couldn't even hear them read the resolution. So typically what they'll do is they'll read the resolution about Family Day at the Capitol, and then they'll say, Mr. Speaker, we have FAMU Rattlers in the building, and they'll ask everyone to stand in the gallery who's a Rattler, and then you're seated. And then after the reading of the resolution, you can leave. Because they're going to be talking about other stuff. So once they read that resolution, you get your recognition, then you can go and do what else that's on the schedule. But like I said, you'll be bused to and from the Capitol to save on parking, so you don't have to pay for parking.
Look at that. Look. That's T. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And where are they going to park at?
So, parking is at the clubhouse. I believe they're going to do something. They're going to meet at the clubhouse. I don't know. I remember one year the bus came through the set, but I think the bus is going to pick up folks from the clubhouse. But that information will be sent out. But there's always a gathering at the clubhouse prior to FAMU Day at the Capitol. They usually have like some. I don't know if they're going to do. I don't know how the food part is going to work. They usually have some light refreshments at the clubhouse. Then they have food at the Capitol.
Cool beans. Will there be any NAA like QR codes or something to encourage people who just happen to be showing up to remind them to join?
Yes, there will be. But there will be. Half the people that come to FAMU Day at the Capitol are members of the National Alumni Association.
Right.
But if you're not, you still can join. And we, like I said, we always push that plug in every time, no matter what the event is. Make sure you join the NAA. So there will be representation from quite a bit of our national officers and our regional officers. I will be, like I said, I will be at FAMU Day at the Capitol. So there will be representation from our leadership within NAA.
Cool. Got to set up a little group picture. I have a field trip the day after if I remember correctly. So I can't make FAMU Day at the Capitol, then come back to work and go back and forth. But we're trying to work that kind of stuff out. Never know, Trump might fix it for me.
Okay. Well, we hope so.
Hope we don't.
No, we don't. My bad. No, we don't. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
On to that. No, we don't. We don't.
But and as y'all can see, look, I told y'all, Jeremiah and I, we the fun people.
Right. They call me old man young in the association because I'm an old soul apparently, but usually I'm the youngest one out the bunch. So when you see me, you're gonna see me with my crew. Like in Atlanta, on the MARTA. Listen, we almost got kicked off the MARTA. I think the people was tired of us on the MARTA because we was making so much.
We should have took the MARTA.
But my crew, we behave when we out of town for the most part.
Gotcha.
But everybody want to be with our crew when they see us. When they see us all together, where y'all going? Because we know y'all finna go do something.
It's gonna be some fun to be had. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we got one more question for Jeremiah before we let him go. Because he gotta go to work tomorrow. So last question here. And you are coming in as correspondence secretary. And I think you're the only one running unopposed, right?
Well, no, I'm not. Pierre Rutledge, our treasurer, is now running unopposed.
Oh, yeah, they're not doing no money.
Yeah, and I'm not getting the details of why he's running unopposed, but Pierre Rutledge is now running unopposed. If you was at the special meeting, you was at the special meeting. Other than that, I ain't speaking on it.
Hey, there you go. Look, we're not petty. Not in public. Right. So the last one, you kind of listed some of our events, listed some of the things upcoming. When you're looking onto that NAA space, we've talked about what the Florida region is going to be doing. What can all of us now, because you now represent all the people that are members of the National Alumni Association, what are they going to be looking to get for these next 2 years plus from Jeremiah's correspondence secretary?
Well, I am, like I said, my biggest thing is I am going to definitely utilize technology to make sure that we ramp up some of the things that we're doing. So leaning into um, some of the great things that technology has to offer. I did say this, if you watch the candidates forum, I will be creating a compliance manual for our chapters to help them follow when it comes to graphics, naming conventions, some associated press style terminologies. Because the thing is, and I do tell chapters this, if I see a graphic that's posted and it's wrong, I do send you an email and let you know that your graphic is wrong. And my expectation is that you fix it. I don't like being that mean guy, but I do see the need of just creating a compliance manual and then having a training. I said in the forum it was going to be mandatory. It will be. I want it to be mandatory, at least in a representative, um, to this because the thing is, once July 1 comes and I'm national correspondent secretary, right before football season kickoff, right before OBC, I do plan on having a compliance workshop when it comes to image building and branding, because when you start hosting these events in the fall, I already want to have had the conversation with you of what my expectation is, what I want to see, what I don't want to see, because it's better for me to just tell you and show you versus me getting to you after the fact. And I always tell chapters this: you can always reach out to me, you can always shoot a graphic to me, you can always send it to me and have me look at it just to make sure that it is in compliance, because we have to make sure that we're protecting the integrity of our brand with the NAA. So that's some of the things you're going to be, and then also just you're going to see me doing a lot of active recruitment. You're going to see me revitalizing how we post content on social media. I am looking into probably creating a social media content creating team that's going to create, so that I want the same content that I see that's created, like how FAMU does it for football games. I want to do that. I want to do like a POV from an alumni perspective. That way we're capturing our own stuff and telling our story. So that's some of the things that we're going to be doing, making sure that our everyone has the resources and tools that they need to be great. I believe we have 96 plus chapters in our association. I look forward to working with every single one of them. And I thank you all for trusting me being your corresponding secretary for the Florida region. And I look forward to serving as your national corresponding secretary for the Alumni Association. And after those 2 years, who knows what's next? I don't know.
Okay.
But we shall see.
Now we got to get him with a real last question. So we're going to act like Tank. You ain't got to say no names. You ain't got to say where it was. But our Jameis Winston style question: what is your best FAMU experience that you can talk about? I ain't never been a top flight, so I wouldn't know.
Oh gosh. Oh, I can't talk about that one. And I can't talk about that one either.
See, that's my saving for the last. You can't have
I will say, I have had some amazing experiences at FAMU. My first homecoming experience was one of the best. I mean, I didn't know, heck, I didn't know people party like that until I went to my first party, and I said, we got to go to class. And it was like, who going to class? I said, me. And I go to class the next day. I'm the only one in class during homecoming week. I said, oh, I didn't know. I said, I'm new here. I didn't know. I have a ton of memories at Top Flight. I remember my first Top Flight experience, and now I am a flight attendant. So You can catch me in the flight. You can definitely catch me in there during football season. With some tea.
Hey.
Blue. If it's blue, that's tea.
Oh.
Tokyo tea.
Oh, okay.
Well, Long Island. Well, blue Long Island, but Tokyo tea is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Now
Look.
now y'all don't drink no Tokyo tea now, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you you might not want to drink
I had to
that.
call Uber.
Right. You got to call Uber. You got to call Uber.
Hey,
But I
look.
can't wait to meet everyone that's watching. Keep supporting Keith and everything that he's doing. For those of you who all I don't know, I look forward to meeting you all. If I don't see you at I'm sorry, spring preview is Saturday. So
Here we go.
I'm so sorry I didn't mention that. Spring preview is Saturday, and FAMU Days of Giving is also coming up as well. But spring preview is this Saturday. So if you watch this show and you're going to be at spring preview, say hi to me. If you're not going to be at spring preview, see you at FAMU Day at the Capitol. And if you ain't going to be at that, see you at OBC. Now, mind you, if you see me at OBC, you probably will see LaTwan, but hopefully it'll be Jeremiah. So LaTwan is my middle name. LaTwan is my middle name. So if you see LaTwan, you can still come and say hi. If you see Jeremiah, still say hi. Two different people, by the way.
Hey, we all have an alter ego.
Yes, sir.
Mine is a little old man. I sip. I normally enjoy mine as like Jeremiah. I like mine with a little sweet tea, a little Woodford and sweet tea. That's all right with me. And if I really trust you, I'm drinking 5-star Babico with sweet tea. But I can't trust everybody with my Haitian rum.
They know in the Leon County chapter, once Pull Me Up, some more come on, LaTwan come out.
There you go.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was fun. I'm glad I was able to do this for you.
Always, man. Always, man. Look, we're trying to have some more. No debates on here. We try to let everybody have their moments. And, we want to start off with somebody that is going to be representing you. Our next one, supposed to be Sunday. Current NAA president, Curtis Johnson.
No, that's... Oh, he's coming on the show.
I got him on Sunday.
Okay.
And Mr. Chuck Lewis. Yeah, man.
Debate. Okay.
No debates. No.
Okay. Because the next NAA forum is on March 30th.
Yes, it is. That was purposeful. Okay. I was like, ooh, let me get you before you go there. And I think William will be that same day. So we're going to get 2 of the top people running for president. I try to get them all, but hey, stuff happens.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Look, y'all gonna say thank you to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, we appreciate you. We're gonna close it out in a minute.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you all so much.
All right, y'all. We appreciate Jeremiah for coming on. Like normally, we stick the ball, stick to sports, but I felt like I wanted to pivot a little bit just because I can and show a little range, try to have more of our guests coming on this year. I've heard y'all like, we need some more guests on. So we are glad to have Jeremiah on again Sunday. I'm supposed to have Curtis Johnson on the show. He is running for president. Waiting on him to send me his flyer. William Human is going to be running against him for NAA president. We also going to have Mr. Chuck Lewis. He's running for first vice president at FAMU National Alumni Association. Chuck has been integral in growing multiple chapters, the Detroit, Michigan chapter, as well as the Orlando chapter. So, but Chuck's running for first vice president. So, yeah, I don't know anything. I can't not tell you about him. Ashley Cooper. She's also running for first vice president. So you're able to see right here, and 2 people who are from two of the more active chapters. So being an NAA member as well as a NAA, trying to find the right word, supporter, worker. You get to see that JRE Lee as well as Orlando are two of the very active chapters. And I can personally tell you, Chuck is one of the reasons I stay active. He's definitely was one of those people who was like, why aren't you active again? So he's definitely one of the people responsible along with my parents. So looking forward to getting them on there. So Sunday, more of the business meeting. I'll talk a little bit of sports, but y'all we're gonna have a little fun. Have again, NAA president Curtis Johnson and Mr. Chuck Lewis are gonna be on the show talking about FAMU, and we might have Chuck in person. We'll see if we can get the setting right. We'll have Chuck in person and we'll have Curtis virtually. So, but all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on here. Look, if you haven't signed up and you live in the Florida region to be an NAA member, you can still sign up and have your vote count for the Florida region elections, but it would not count for the national elections. So, but they did send out the ballots. So check your emails. I did see an email today saying we pretty much have all of April, from April 1st to May 1st, I believe, to vote if you are good on the national side. So be prepared, be excited, and y'all already know what's up, what it's always going to be. It's always going to be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?